I am making a one-time offer, guys. Anyone who goes to see this movie, writes a comment below when you saw it. You can name a movie and I will freaking review it. This movie needs to make money. This movie right here needs to show freaking Hollywood what it means to have a freaking heart. I'm sorry, but this movie is amazing. If you care anything about video games, books, movies, anime, manga, cartoons, regular television series, old school gaming, new school gaming, multiplayer, single player, or just has any connection to anything in general, this is the movie you need to see. So I am making this one-time offer because I know I am opening myself up to a plethora of garbage. If you go to see this movie and tell me what time in the comment section below, I will review it. Give me any holy scripture and I will swear upon it. Because this movie behind me right here, Ready Player One, needs to make bank. It needs to show the world what it is capable of. It stretches all genres. If you like anything action-oriented, you will see better effects than here than you will see in any Star Wars movie. You want to see robots fighting, which, oh my god. Okay, if you've seen the trailer, you know that the Iron Giant is a part of this. It's the Iron Giant. It moves and it feels. So much passion and effort was put into this movie. And even if you told me it was just some schmuck at a computer working for 30 hours straight who doesn't give a damn, I don't care. This movie right here is amazing and it shows passion and heart. Not just in the movie itself, but in the message. And if it is drastically different from the books, and it spits in the face of it, I apologize. I am massively sorry. Much like how Mary Poppins is nothing like the actual book. But this movie is just what we need. In a world where everybody's connected to their devices, to their video games, to just even what you're watching me doing right now. This movie touches on everything. It's not just a send-up or a love letter to everything video game related, but it also has massive appeal to the fact that, yes, we need to separate ourselves. We need the real world. To always be isolated. To have real connections with real people. Not just texting each other over the phone, but being able to see them face to face. Being able to shake their hand. Or finding love. This movie touches all of it. And it is such an amazing movie that literally, the comment section below, just read it. But what makes this movie so great besides just the effects? Yes, I'm going to be blunt and say what's wrong with it quickly so I can get back to my fanboying at the moment here. The acting is slightly stilted, I'm sorry. There's a little stiltiness and woodenness between the characters. Not when they're the Avatar characters, but in the real world there's a little bit of stiltedness. But you know what? I don't care. You move immediately past that because you're surrounded in a world that you can embrace. Everybody, from literally, if you grew up in the 80s or the 70s, to even if you are a freaking 7-year-old who has no idea who half of these characters are. You could probably get most of them because the background characters, and oh my god. Okay, once again, the bad stuff. So yeah, there's that. There's also, seems a bit disjointed in the middle. They're trying to connect everything because each key is a trial and it connects to the next thing. And I like the fact that every trial can be completed multiple times. It's not what my first thought was, okay, someone wins and they get the first key, and everyone has to fight for that key. No, it's actually just, you beat the challenge, you get the key, you get to move on. Kind of gives award to those who, speed run, or those who just want to go around and have the fun. And it's amazing. And the way they tie it into the world. You can see ourselves becoming this. You can see just Earth being devolved into nothing but this little screen we see in front of us, or what we read in the text below. It's amazing just how it even ties into the corporate aspect of it. Literally, I've seen so many corporate shells, it hurts. And let me be clear, a corporate shell can be decent. Like, Power Rangers was basically a corporate shell, I'm not gonna lie. It was just there to sell more toys and action figures, but it was enjoyable and it was true to its form. King Kong, very similar in nature. It was basically made just to sell King Kong and promote the cinematic universe and such. But it knew what it was and it reveled in it and it was enjoyable. And that's what this movie is. I am going to go see this movie again. I am going to buy it and own it. That's how good this thing is. And don't take my word for it. Anyone who tells you this movie is bad, objectively, needs to get a life. And I mean that in the nicest way. Because to have no connection to this movie at all, or to think it's just bad, you need to either A, accept the fact that people enjoy games, and that they can have a healthy relationship with that, like the movie represents, or B, you need to realize what the movie's trying to tell you, that you need to have an actual life. We can't just live in the video games and the pop culture and all that stuff. We need to go bigger. We need to see the world. We need to enjoy it. And how they wrap it all up and the message and the morals at the end is amazing. And yes, the final fight scene is amazing in and of itself. And oh my, I'm going to see this movie again. If it wasn't just for the fact that this movie is freaking amazing, it's for the fact that literally so many background characters and so many fan service and so many pop culture, you get lost. And it's not just, pop culture. It's also interesting character designs that I've never seen before. And, if someone tells me, oh yeah, that was Flamebird from the original DC series. Really? Yeah. I believe it. Or if you told me that random person back there just tossing around a knife is actually it's not a fan, it's a game series no one knows about, like Shin Megami Tensei or anything like that. It happens. Everyone's going to have that moment where they smile on their face, seeing their favorite character, or at least something they relish. Or if it's not even a character, it's just a reference to something that they can enjoy. And this movie is so good, guys. And I know this is a long thing of me just saying it over and over again, but I cannot stress this enough. The strength of this movie comes from the heart, from the connection. Clearly, the writer of the book who originally made this had, the character he based it on clearly had, and the movie makers and Spielberg clearly showed. I have had odds with Spielberg. There's no lie about that. He has had some bad movies. He has done bad pieces. We all know AI, and yes, I know that was a send up to his old friend. And the twist at the end, he should have changed it, but shouldn't have. Go watch the movie and you'll understand. But Indiana Jones, you didn't need that. All the re-edits, you didn't need that. You didn't need the special effects. And I know it's mainly George Lucas's field, but Spielberg's guilty of that too. So, to see this unfurl, and to just see this movie in motion, and just the fun and the action and the fast pace, and the slow moments that let you breathe between the craziness, and just the creativity of the craziness, and how different things can mesh together in a way you wouldn't expect. It's enjoyable and fun. And honestly, the comedy in this movie is actually really good. I laughed more in this movie than I did in freaking Game Night. And actually more than I did in the last two Hangover movies combined, but tangent on those just because I've seen them again recently. Not as much as Deadpool, though. I will stress that. Deadpool is still funnier, but this movie's got... it's like comparing apples and oranges. They're both amazing. They're both good for you. You need to go see them. But this movie, Ready Player One, this is going to be... I can almost guarantee top 3 in my top 10 lists when this is all said and done. I can almost guarantee you it. As much as I want to say I guarantee this is going to be number 1, don't do that. Because I swore Logan was going to be my number 1, and then I saw Coco. So, yeah, that's a thing. So, to find 2 movies that I feel are actively better and have more heart and more what an actual movie needs, which, oh yeah, they touch upon that in this movie, the difference between having a heart and caring about what you actually do versus just shell out the money, force reboots, force sequels, and, oh, look, female Ghostbusters. Yeah, that. So, I can rant on and on, but you guys get my gist. turn off this video. Go see this movie. And I will say it again. You tell me, I'll do it. Because this movie needs to break the banks. This needs to set records. This movie right here, which has more heart than anything I've seen in the last God knows how many weeks. And don't get me wrong, the movies I've seen, some of them have been actually good. I'm not saying they are bad. I am just saying this movie has more heart than them, and that means the world to someone like me. And just to someone who's seen these corporate movies over and over again. To see something fresh and enjoyable. And yes, you can say this is a corporate sellout. I am well aware. But at least in the presentation and the execution, they show heart. So, like I'm saying, go see this movie. Comment below, and I will review it, I swear. One stipulation, before I open myself up to that can of worms. Has to be something legal. Nobody starts sending me stuff that makes me have to clear a browser history. Got it? Good. Whew. Well, now that the happy side of me gets to enjoy movies, now the rage side of me gets to enjoy movies. That outburst you saw in the beginning is kind of a prelude to what I am going to be reviewing next. Because I'm not going to be waiting until next week to review a movie. In fact, I'm going to see one tomorrow. Remember how I was mentioning the whole corporate shell, 4 sequels, god-awful writing, no heart? Yeah. Next one, God's Not Dead 3. Don't know what those are? Well, go watch the Cinema Snobs review on them, or watch the midnight screenings. They'll get the rage that I had when I saw those movies. And oh boy, judging from the trailer and the synopsis, I'm going to have a field day with that piece of trash. Or who knows, maybe it might be great. Anyway, guys, grinning ear to ear, enjoying the crap out of this, we'll go see it again. I'm Kevin Riley signing off, and I'll see you all next time. Later.